Todd Leonard, candidate for School Board District 1. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for visiting our website at www.votetoddleonard.com. By virtue of the fact that you've taken time out to visit this website, you demonstrate your civic mindedness and your desire to improve public education in Escambia County. I want to let you know how honored I am to be on the ballot on September 5th to represent the parents and the students of District 1 schools within Escambia County. And I also want to take this opportunity to congratulate my two opponents for being thoughtful enough to seek to improve public education in Escambia County. I want to briefly tell you in the next few minutes that we have why I'm qualified for this office and then the vision that I have for Escambia County Public Schools. Again, it's indeed an honor and a privilege to be speaking to you this very day. My roots go deep within Escambia County. I went to Montclair Elementary School, having grown up in the west side neighborhood of Montclair, attended Brentwood Middle and Pensacola High School. I can still recall very vividly Miss Kellum's 4th grade class at Montclair, and I know how important it is for parents and teachers to be involved, as I can still remember the impact that Miss Kellum had on my own life some 25 or 30 years later. Having attended Brentwood and Pensacola High School, where I had the privilege of quarterbacking the Pensacola High Tigers to victory over hometown hero Emmett Smith and the Escambia Gators in 1986, I understand school pride and tradition and how important those things are within our public schools. After graduation from Pensacola High School, I had the privilege of attending the United States Military Academy at West Point for 2 years, enduring a most rigorous and academic engineering curriculum. After leaving West Point, after 2 years, I returned and graduated from the University of West Florida with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science in 1991. Upon graduation, I was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the United States Army, where for the next 4 years, I served as a scout platoon leader with the 1st 16th Infantry Division of the 1st Infantry Division at Fort Riley, Kansas, fine-tuning and refining my leadership skills. Upon leaving the United States Army in 1995, I endeavored to go into educational sales and have been in educational sales for the last 12 years, of which the last 7 have been in curriculum sales, selling textbooks to our school systems across the Panhandle of Florida and South Alabama. I've had the opportunity to visit numerous schools in the Panhandle of Florida, as far as from Escambia County to Dade County, Florida, and all in between. I visited with teachers and administrators and parents, and I've gotten a sense of what works and what doesn't work. And so I'm very qualified for this position. I've worked with teachers on curriculum mapping as they are working hard day in and day out to ensure that their students are meeting Sunshine State standards and ultimately becoming proficient at those standards so that they can master the FCAT and go on and do greater things. I also want to tell you my vision for Escambia County Public Schools as well. You know, it doesn't take much to look around and to see that Escambia County in general has been in a state of malaise for the past 10 or 15 years. Our teachers are working very, very hard, and I applaud the efforts of all the teachers and administrators and parents who have been so involved in making our public schools better. There have been great strides and gains made in the past few years, and I want to take this opportunity to applaud Superintendent Paul and his staff for instituting what I think is healthy and vigorous reform. Having said that, I think we can do much better and we can go much further. One of the first things that I want to do is end social promotion completely. While some may say that social promotion no longer occurs within the school system of Escambia County, ask small business owners if they think social promotion occurs. When they receive students who can't read on a proficient reading level, when they can't return change at the cash register, when they can't perform some of the most basic skills. While some officials may say that only grades 3 and 8 do not allow social promotion, I know for a fact that social promotion is still occurring within many of the schools of Escambia County. We owe it to our parents and our students and our teachers to end this immoral practice completely and finally, and to promote students based on obtaining high levels of proficiency and not based on issues of self-esteem and other things that are far, far secondary to academic training and moral excellence. So I want to end that practice, but having said that, when we end social promotion completely, we have an obligation to the students who are not going to be socially promoted. The Escambia County Schools have instituted a good first measure with the OASIS system. This year, Escambia County will spend over $1 million in trying to help those students achieve higher levels of proficiency. That's a good first step, but I believe we can do far, far better. I would like for us to implement something that Okaloosa County's had great success with over the past several years, and that is tutoring vouchers for students who are not socially promoted to the next grade level, who are held back. My plan would involve giving each student retained a tutoring voucher of $2,000 to be able to take that voucher to a private, parochial, or any qualified tutoring service to receive the kind of tutoring assistance that's necessary. It would mean entering into private contracts with organizations like the Sylvan Learning Center to give our students who are held back the very best tutoring assistance available. I also want to explore the idea of charter schools even further. I support in general Superintendent Paul's plan to consolidate our schools. Escambia County simply has too many schools. When you compare our system with other districts of similar size, we have about a third to almost half more schools than those systems of comparable size do. I believe it's a first step in the right direction. However, one of the things that I think we should explore is the institution of charter schools. And I'm going to reach out aggressively to faith-based organizations and businesses to see if they would be willing to take over those schools as charters before we simply shut them down. I believe that charter schools foster the necessary competition to make our public schools better. And along those lines, I also want to reach out to the homeschoolers within our community. For far too long, homeschooling families who are tax-paying citizens and deserve the same benefits and resources that other families in this community who send their children to public schools do have been disenfranchised. I want to see that they're given access to all of our athletic programs, all of our extracurricular programs, and that if they want to take a science class or they want to take a particular elective, that they have full access to be able to do those very things. I want to provide blended school formats for them to be able to come together and to be able to congregate together and to use resources and leverage those resources to teach their students. I think we need to foster community unity and not community division, along the lines of the spirit of Sherman Robinson, who just passed away recently, who was a unifier, not a divider. And I believe that that's something that we certainly should do as civic leaders and as those in responsibility throughout our community. In addition, I want to place more emphasis on the humanities. I'm concerned, like many teachers that I've talked to, that we're creating a generation of test takers and not broad and critical thinkers. I want our students to be more exposed to the arts and to the humanities so that they can understand how geography and history and literature and music all relate together, as well as understanding how those things relate to math and science and the other disciplines as well. I want to foster academic freedom in the classroom. Some have attacked me for advocating the teaching of intelligent design theory within the schools of Escambia County. I believe it's not an issue of religious indoctrination as much as it is an issue of academic freedom. I believe academic freedom is healthy for all, and I believe intelligent design is just a first step in fostering more academic freedom within our classroom. I also want to preserve our cultural and our historical landmarks. I want to make sure that the Pledge of Allegiance is kept within our public schools, and that we acknowledge Almighty God the Creator, from whom we are given all rights and to whom we have a responsibility to acknowledge. I want to make sure that we do things like properly acknowledge Christmas break. Some have changed Christmas break to winter break over the last several years. I believe this is abdicating our responsibility to preserve our Western heritage, and that it's forfeiting those things that are dear to the forces of political correctness. I think we have a responsibility and an obligation to make sure that we preserve our landmarks and our heritage, and I'm going to seek to do that. I also want to institute a first-class athletic program in Escambia County. If you are like me and you've attended football games within the last 5 to 10 years, you'll notice something significantly different throughout our community. There doesn't seem to be the sense of pride that we once had in our athletic programs in Escambia County. I can remember in that fall game in 1986, some 15 to 20,000 fans packing the stadium at Pensacola High School. Now when you go to a football game, you maybe do well to see 2,000 fans. I think this is indicative of the spirit and the malaise within our community. And I think we have a responsibility to try to achieve excellence not only in the academic realm, but also in the athletic realm as well. And I want to work with our coaches and athletic directors and give them the necessary resources to foster a first-rate athletic program again. Those are some of the issues that I've advocated. Those are bold, aggressive reform agendas for Escambia County Public Schools. I believe the issue that you have before you is an issue of leadership. Are we going to chart a new course? Where we have come is certainly a good, necessary first step, but we can do far, far better than what we have done. And I believe that I have the skills and the leadership and the vision to take us and to propel us in that direction. And I hope that on September 5th you'll agree with me and you'll vote for Todd Leonard for School Board District 1. Thank you for your time.